Welcome to the channel. I'm Red Cloud, bringing you another Disgaea RPG video, checking out one of the most highly anticipated units in the game, Saint Etna. She is going to be our new monster magical unit with the bishop chest piece attached to her, so let's check her out. The prediction for February is that it's going to be very stacked. We're going to get Saint Etna and most likely Supreme the Whole, both in the same month. Both are probably must summon units. For me anyway, in my box, I definitely need both these units to fill out my damage per second units for Monster Magical and Spear. I can tell you straight off, if she's not one of these, she's going to be the hardest hitting unit in the game for a period of time. Let's check out her evilities and see what she can do. And if you do enjoy the video, please do hit like, and if you aren't already, then please do consider subscribing to the channel for me. So her leader ability, Saintly Blessing, quite a basic one now that we've seen for a lot of badass units. Hearty, monster magic weapon, equipped characters, basic parameters plus 15%, which is nice and basic, but we expect these now from badass units. But her NE1 is one of her main attractions for me. Prayer of Sanctity, damage dealt by attribute attack when you are equipped by monster magic weapon plus 70%. This is everything that Princess Etna wanted to be, but they dumbed her down by making it have to be a certain gender she had to hit. So expect some ridiculous damage numbers coming out of Saint Etna. The only time you probably won't see big damage is if the enemy you're hitting has a pretty high attribute resistance to the attack she's using. Her NE5, she's got Breath of Blessing. At the beginning of the turn, if you're receiving the defense buff effect, basic parameters other than HP and speed plus 50% for one turn. This is pretty decent to me. I quite like this one. The defense buff is very easy to proc. She can even do it herself if she like, but you probably want someone else doing it so that you can get the full intelligence effect out of this straight away. And it's going to make her less squishy for the rest of this turn, which is also decent. And by when it says the defense buff effect, it means the little blue arrow at the bottom of the screen, it'll be the overlay over Saint Etna's name. So if that doesn't say defense up on there, then this will not proc. Her NE7, she has Pure White Love, Party Consumption, SP minus 12%. This is very, very nice. It means everyone that is buffing her and herself, all the SP has been reduced, so there should be really no issue with her getting all the moves off she wants to get off. All of the support units supporting her, they can all get the moves off they want to get off. They're just all round a very nice ability. But her skills is probably where she really shines. She has 4 very decent skills. The first one is her cheap AoE attack, Holy Ray, which is going to also increase her intelligence by 5%. It is star attribute, which is perfect for her because she gets that extra 70% damage dealt when it is an attribute attack. Her second skill, Saintly Prayer, is a very welcome one for me. It can resurrect a unit of your choice, and when you resurrect them, it's going to buff that character's basic parameters other than HP by 100%. I really do like the sound of this one. I'm sure we can use it for some sort of shenanigans in the game. Maybe not quite for raid though, because it might slow you down. But for things in the future, like PvP, I imagine this would be quite handy there. I'm sure it will have a use for raids, just not all of them, because some can be a bit fiddly, and it may slow you down, and time is a big factor in getting those high scores. But for me, a very welcome addition, and not too expensive as well. Once fully leveled up, you can get it down to 35 costs, which is pretty decent for me. Plus, if she is NE7, it's going to have that minus 12% SP, so it's going to be even cheaper. The next skill she has, which she learns at level 200, Prinny Raid Rewind, might not be the biggest damage dealing move she has, but it is AoE, and it does have that Calidia effect, where it's going to buff her action gauge by 1000, meaning she gets 2 turns in a row. It also gives her a defense buff of plus 25%, so that's going to activate her NE5. And from what it's saying here, it can also half an ally's debuff. We'll need to confirm that one because the target is saying AoE and myself. But if you can choose an ally, and the ally doesn't just mean her, that will be quite nice. It does have the fire attribute attached to it, so it is getting the full 70% extra damage dealt. And I have failed to mention already, but all of her attacking skills are intelligence based, which is quite obvious, but I thought I need to say it. And moving on to her last skill, which she learns at NE3, Cleansing Purity. This is the big one. The S to S plus damage move when fully leveled up. Fairly high costing, but that drops down, which is nice. It is star attribute. It's going to deal some massive damage, and also it buffs her intelligence and defense by 30%, as well as this I really like, cancels one enemy's buff effect. which is going to be great, especially if you can get to use this 2 turns in a row, which will be very possible with batteries and SP reduction. If an enemy has a very high resistance buff, this will cancel out, and next turn she can go to town with this again. And this is where I was saying I expect really some crazy damage numbers coming out of Saint Etna. And then we move on to her magic spells, which we can barely fit onto one page. We can't even fit on one page. She gets so many spells. She gets healing, magic up, fire, ice, wind, mega magic up, espoir, giga fire, giga cool, and giga wind. So all of these attacking based ones are going to get the full benefit of the extra 70% damage dealt, which is perfect because it makes up for the lack of wind and ice moves in her skill set, because she's got star and a fire one there. You might not see the most use out of these, but they will be handy to have in your arsenal, as well as, if you want, you can have that healing effect in there. You can have the mega magic up, which will be very useful in the future when she does get power crept, which is inevitable. Having espoir is very good as well. It's something I always like to carry with harder content, because you just never know when you're going to need it, so that is very handy. For me, she is a 100% must summon for if you like taking a monster magical team into events. Currently, the biggest damage dealer we have is Summer Desco, and she just wipes her out, which is fine because Summer Desco can become a support unit, but Saint Etna is where it's at now. So I really cannot wait to get my hands on her, because I will, as quickly as I can, raise up her weapon mastery to level 50, get her to 6 star, get her to NE 10, because this is definitely a unit that I will want to do a showcase for, because I think she's going to be absolutely insane. But let me know below, what do you think? Are you summoning for Saint Etna? Am I overhyping her? I'm not. Definitely not overhyping her. She's very, very good. Maybe even let me know, what do you think could have made her even better? I was thinking maybe this NE7, if that would have been an SP battery version, it would have been even better, but maybe that would have made her too OP. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? And if you did enjoy the video, please do hit like, and if you aren't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel for me. That's all from me. Bye.